Welcome to Coming to the Stage. I'm your host, Dan Levy, and we have a very fun night tonight. I pee sitting down at night. Any guys here pee sitting down? Liars. You're all liars. At night, it's easier, it's dark, no one can see you. It's better on your knees. You sit down, you pee, you go back to sleep. Simple. That's why at night, guys never piss on the toilet seat because we're always sitting down. That's the secret. But I never told my wife that I pee sitting down. Just kept it my own little secret. And then she walked in on me peeing sitting down. It was really, really embarrassing. And I stood up and just went, ah! I made that noise. And she looked at me kind of weird, and I just kind of like peed onto the wall. And then she was like, what's going on? I was like, sleeping. And I kind of just like played off and went to sleep. And the next morning, she's like, can I ask you something? I was like, yeah. She's like, last night, were you peeing sitting down? Or were you like masturbating at 2 a.m. on the toilet seat? And I was like, oh, little secret about me, I was peeing sitting down. She was like, ew, next time say you were masturbating. We had some scary things happen at the house. I woke up one morning and there was a coyote sleeping at my door. A coyote, a beast, sleeping at my door. So I do what most men do in this situation, okay? I screamed, I cried a little, I peed a lot, and I called 911. And the 911 lady told me to pour a cup of water on the sleeping coyote and would wake up and gallop away. I was like, first of all, I don't think coyotes gallop. And second of all, no, I'm never gonna do that. But luckily my wife was like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, what's going on is you're gonna pour water on this sleeping coyote. It's gonna wake up, it's gonna gallop away. And she did, it was awesome. She manned up and she kind of poured the water on the coyote just like that, just kind of went boom, just like that. But that coyote did not wake up. Because that coyote was not sleeping. Comedy dynamics. That coyote was dead as shit. So I called 911 again, because that's just what I do in crisis situations, okay? And they send sanitation, which is just like a big dude with a mohawk who's just pissed. And he's like, what's the problem? And I was like, I'm a coyote. He's in a coma, you know. And he grabs the coyote and stuffs it in a plastic bag and throws it over his shoulder, looks me dead in the eye and just goes, shit happens every day, brah. And then he galloped away. Thank you. Are you guys ready to start this show? This first comic is hilarious. Ladies and gentlemen, James Davis.
What's up? What's up? I'm feeling good as a black man right now. My swag is on a whole different level because we're in the last years of Barack, people. This is when the hookup happens. Everybody was looking for the hookup when he first became president. When you first get a job, you can't hook up your friends. You gotta keep the job. But he can't keep the job too much longer. Now, here's when the hookup happens. He's already given away free community college, like he's Oprah. You get DeVry, you get DeVry, you get DeVry. Everyone gets the lowest form of education for free, change. Like, I'm feeling it though. I like Barack because his speeches are so dope. When he's giving speeches, I have to tell my friends, turn the Xbox off. I think Jay-Z wrote this one. Like, he's that good. He was at a rally, he said the coolest thing I've ever heard a president say. He looked at the crowd and he was like, now listen, I understand we're not where we want to be, but you've got to look at this government like you're driving a car. When you want to go forward, you put the gear in D. And when you want to go backwards, you put it in R. Democrat, Republican. Forward, backwards. Which way do you want to go? I was like, whoo! Tupac's back. Change. That's thank you, guys. I wonder what Barack's doing after he loses his chair and he has to, become a non-president. Because most times when people aren't president, they fade off into obscurity. I want Barack to still be out there. I want him to be a celebrity. I want him on Perez Hilton and, Bossip and all the gossip sites. I want him to be a celebrity DJ. That's what I want Barack to be. I want him in the club, spinning records like, single ladies, I can't hear you. Single ladies, make noise. Turn down for what? What? Single ladies, if you got a $100 bill, get Obamacare. Single ladies. He like just stops the party. Cut it off, cut it off. I met a young lady by the bathroom. She said, DJ Barack, can we turn up? And I told her, as I once told you, yes, we can. Single ladies. He just can't, I don't know. He just gave his State of the Union. You know who needs to give a State of the Union? I'll say it. Bill Cosby. Where's his State of the Union? Like, come out and say something. Even Tiger Woods was like, look, I can't stop fucking these Denny's waitresses. Like, even he said something. Tiger Woods said, look, I'm Tiger and I fuck subpar bitches. That's what I do. I go under par on the course and in the bedroom. I'm Tiger Woods. But I have a problem. He addressed us like it was an AA meeting. He said something. Bill's just sitting on numbers like it's not getting higher. Like what, 30? That's nothing. Like, no, it's a lot. It's a lot, Bill. It's time to speak. It's just crazy. Everyone's accusing Bill Cosby of rape. Everybody. Accusing Bill Cosby of rape is the new ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. Everybody's doing it. Bill Cosby, you raped me. Ashley, Tina, Michelle, I now nominate you to accuse Bill Cosby of rape. You have 24 hours. I will say this, though. I can't wait for the Law & Order SVU Bill Cosby episode. You know it's coming. They don't miss any news stories. They used to be subtle about it. Like, you know what? I think this episode is about that thing that happened a few months ago. Now they're on the head. Doon doon. Next week on Law & Order. Do you mean to tell me comedian Hill Crosby raped you from the Crosby Show? Clint Huxtable drugged you. That's what you're saying. Then Ice-T comes out of nowhere. We found pudding and semen on the scene. It's in this bag, sir. Put it in the evidence. But I mean business, and you guys should know that because I'm wearing leather. You see it on the arms, you see it on the sleeves. Maybe you guys didn't know this, but leather to the black comedian is like gold chains to rappers. The more leather you wear, the bigger you're doing it. Eddie Murphy Raw, all leather everything. Martin Lawrence, all leather everything. Kevin Hart, all leather everything. This is where I'm at. 2 sleeves, my leather's loading, you know? But I'm on the way. When I have my special, I'm coming out all leather Batman suit, Gucci, with the Louis cape, because I came to save you. I'm James Davis, thank you very much.
Oh, you got someone. Dancing, bone dance, bone dance.
Sodula, Kojima, Tachikoma?
Bored. Be the good buzz, good buzz.
Chiamo Kojima Harido bin Sodula.
Ayo! Boy, the gate is going to go over.
Doling bako dinyon, di modnino mo langing.
Bersige bro, going to single.
Songsia Jono Como Life I Five by Tai.
Bersige meaning about boy 5 Miss good, my good. Sao còn lấy lại coi. Đừng bao đủ mình tất cả bận đi rồi đỡ mình đi xưa.
Duty, sir. Esela. Just summon. Elgilum Barakajanis, but a Gillenum Sanana, but a Gansan Ulalakinda, Dancer. Urani dancing on Radana, do Singapundana. You little Bagans and Banza.
Piste comme on l'a. Downings, bone dance, bone dancer.
Try to keep it sexy with my wife. We tried sexting. A lot of my friends are doing lots of sexting. And it's crazy to me now because my friends will actually just show me like naked pictures of girls they're dating, like on their phones. And it's like crazy. It's like, guys, like we're in our 30s. Are you gonna marry this girl? Or do I masturbate to this girl? Either way, I'm definitely gonna masturbate to this girl. But it's weird because I've like been at weddings, you know, and the priest will be like, does anyone object to this marriage? And I'm like, I don't object, but I did see her pussy in 2010. We tried sexting, it's not the same thing. You know, she just had a baby, we tried though. I was like, baby, when I come home tonight, I'm ripping those stretchy jeans off. I'm tearing that sleep training book from your hands, and I'm putting another baby inside you. And she just wrote back, will you pick up avocados at Trader Joe's? And I was like, yeah, those avocados are going on your tits. And she wrote back, and chips. Are you guys ready for your next comedian of the night? Yeah. Coming to the stage, Matt McCarthy.
Thank you, everyone. Tell you a little bit about myself. I was born November 9th, 1979, 6:09 a.m., 9 pounds, 9 ounces. Thank you. And my mother says to me, Matt, you were actually 9 pounds, 1 ounce when you were born. And I say to her, yeah, Mom, that's because I was holding an 8-ounce bag of weed, and I thought the doctor was a cop, so I threw it. Hence the confusion. Very quickly, I want to take advantage of this opportunity in case anybody from BBC is watching and audition my BBC voice. Here's my BBC voice. You're watching BBC. And in case it doesn't work out, my backup is BBC Two. So here's my BBC Two voice. You're watching BBC Two. BBC Two, twice the BBC that even BBC can BBC. So when the audition comes in, dunk. What? I booked both jobs? Dunk. Not even English. Don't know a word. I used to live in New York City. You know what I miss most about New York City? The horses. My favorite horses in particular were the mounted police unit. Cops on horses. That always made me sleep better at night. Knowing that somewhere out there, there's a cop sitting on a horse. Every time I hear a clippity-clop go by my bedroom window, Z. And those horses have all the same rights a police officer does. They are, in essence, themselves officers of the law. Did you guys know that cops are allowed to take huge shits in the middle of the street? Huge, gigantic shit, wherever they want. Sick of it. Cops and their huge dicks. How about that Joseph Gordon-Levitt, huh? He's a hot little cup of soup. I love him. I'm trying very hard to say his name. Normally I sing his name. He has a very singable name, and I sing his name as though I were Sting in the band The Police, you know? I'm like, hey, look, Joseph Gordon-Levitt! It'd be awesome. Joseph Gordon-Levitt! You guys like Sting? Joseph Gordon-Levitt! But it'd have to be Sting and the Police. Joseph Gordon-Levitt! Couldn't be solo Sting. Solo Sting's the worst thing. I hate solo Sting. If it was solo Sting, it'd be like, Mr. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I hate Joseph Gordon-Levitt now. And that's the thing, Sting. That's the thing, Sting. I'm married to my wife. Back off, whores! You know, I wish I could put my wedding band on my middle finger so you whores would get the message. Married to my wife. Dated a lot of women who weren't my wife before I got married to my wife, so. Went out with a girl once. She was really into buying sex toys, but we would never do anything with them because she said they were worth more money in the original box. Nerd! Right, fellas? Nerd alert! The original box. See? Quit smoking cigarettes. Yep, done with that. I wasn't even worried about my health anymore. I was just tired of getting my balls broken all the time. You know what I'm saying? Cigarette smokers, right? People with balls, right? I'm standing in front of a bar one time, minding my own business, smoking a cigarette, looking damn good doing it. This woman walks by. I'd never seen this woman before in my life. She stops dead in her tracks and goes, "Oh, you must not be very smart. You shouldn't smoke cigarettes. They'll kill you." Right? So I was like, "Oh, okay, that's great. Thanks so much." You know, you must not be very smart. You shouldn't talk to strangers. They'll kill you. And we've been married like 4 years. All right, thanks a lot, everybody. I'm Matt McCarthy. You're wonderful.